Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to the stream. Today, we are going to be taking a first look for me at Endzone, A World Apart, as well as the new DLC that just came out for it, which is Distant Places. So I've never played the base game, and I wasn't sure how easy it was going to be to distinguish, but it pretty clearly runs through here in the corner what they added in the DLC, which was being able to travel to places off the map in these little hot air balloons. So they added 12 large-scaled global expeditions, taking you to 4 unseen places. There's going to be new buildings to improve your settlement, and 6 all-new exotic seeds like coconuts and bananas. So that's about a rough idea, I think, of what is going to be added from this versus the base game. We'll see as we get into it how easy it is to tell what came from where, because I have no idea. The game does have an intro, plays when it's loading, so I skipped it, and I was excited to see that we can go back and watch it together to get an idea of the lore of what's happening. So let me pull that up. Before I do, let me just say good morning, Nawaya, Sarah, Floristic, and John. Good to see you. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. The volume of the intro seemed a little loud. I clicked it to make sure this worked and then backed right out, so apologies. Let me know after this if the regular game audio seems good, but let's watch the intro.
Humanity survived. Our ancestors have destroyed the world, and we had to pay the price. With over 100 years without sunlight, but we have prepared ourselves for our chance to make things right. They stole from us a life of happiness. Still, we will make the best of it. Even though Mother Earth is grim and tainted, we have managed to survive. And we will keep surviving.
Okay, cool. Initial thoughts. The stuff they're building with seems kind of raggedy. They've been underground for 150 years, according to the game description. So that's 150 years of underground, I don't know, development, improvement, scientific advancement. But they're living in like rusted buildings. So interesting how they're, I wonder if they explain that further. All right, let's see. Tutorial, play either an interrelated tutorial that teaches you all the important aspects of the game or become familiar with certain parts of the game in brief segments. Survival mode, configure your game according to your own needs. There are no predefined conditions to win. Create a huge settlement or fight against a challenging environment. Anything's possible as long as you survive. And scenarios, choose from a variety of challenging scenarios that specify different goals. Okay, cool. So that's interesting. I wonder if this is like, when I see things like scenarios, I'm picturing like Planet Zoo, where you have to go to different zoos to complete different scenarios. So I wonder if that's how these work. If you're going to different, like if it's already a pre-existing city that you have to do, or if it's more like city skyline scenarios. That's interesting. We're obviously going to do tutorial. I mean, definitely starting with tutorial, but this is interesting. So let's jump in there. Good morning, Daisy. I don't know who voiced this floristic. I am doing well, though. It's a bit of a long morning, but we get through it. Okay, main tutorial. A longer interrelated tutorial that includes all important aspects of the game. Follow Arthur Sachin's instructions and obtain important clues and useful information to survive in the merciless world of Endzone, a world apart. And then water tutorial, a brief introduction to water supply. Okay, there's a lot of little tutorials. Food tutorial, confidence tutorial, a brief introduction to the system of confidence. Get acquainted with the kinds of effects confidence has on your settlers and how you can influence confidence. Okay. So there is a confidence system. Radiation tutorial. Barter trading system tutorial. A brief introduction to the system of barter trading. Become familiar with the trading posts and how to deal with different traders. Okay. Expeditions tutorial. Expedition system. Learn the steps to complete expeditions in order to find resources, knowledge, and research utensils so that your settlement can develop further. Research tutorial. Raider tutorial. A brief introduction to the raider system. Learn to protect your settlement against attacks or avoid them altogether. Okay. And then, then there's a separate tutorial for faraway places. Introduction to the new content. Get acquainted with the new balloon station and its functions, and find out how you can send your settlers on far-off expeditions. We're going to do the main tutorial just as a first look, and I'm hoping it includes all of this stuff. We'll find out. Honestly, though, another side thought. This thing looks pretty good for 150 years in radiation. No? Just me? Alright, let's see. Are those sheep?
We finally left the end zone. Just look at this beautiful scenery. It's marvelous, even though it's a bit different from what we had pictured. We were able to secure a few basic resources and are storing them in our bus.
It's kind of fun that, like, the town center, like most city building games have like a town center thing, and ours is a bus. I like that.
I'm glad we prepared ourselves well for this kind of scenario, especially since our inventories in the end zone ran low. Don't forget that if you need additional information, you can look at our survival guide at any time.
Right, let me just see what I can figure out here on my own. So tasks, tutorials, water. You can put in wells. So we have, 90,000 is the water limit. That's pretty good. Food, I don't like how low that little marker is across. 600 out of 5,000. We start out with wood, scrap, tools. Okay. Radiation protection. Shields them against radiation from the surrounding environment. Medication. We have none. Cloth. Cloth can be recovered from scrap, a recycler, or a refinery. Oh, a recycler or refinery is needed to do this. Cloth can be produced from hemp, metal, plastic, electronics, coal. Rich food, the number of different types of food currently being stored at the settlement. The provision of a large number of types of food together with herbs keeps the settlers healthy and lowers the risk of outbreak of disease. Knowledge, average health of the settlers, average radiation of the settlers. It's probably going to explain all this, but average confidence. Okay, so we've got 4 children. Next children to become adults. So is that their growth meter? Because everyone's healthy, so I'm assuming that's a meter of their growth. Adults can become active in professions. We have 11 adults. Population growth. We have a declining population. Okay. And then we're in season 1. Okay, so weather. Okay, so unknown contamination, building condition, electricity, location attractiveness. Okay, interesting. All right, let's see what the tutorial guy is going to bring us through. You've seen videos without human interactions 5 to 10 years before all the roads and man-made things are overgrown. Exactly. This bus is a bit of an anomaly for 150 years. Hey, bye, good morning. All right, let's do it. Open the survival guide. With the help of tasks, freely available settlers are instructed to gather certain resources or remove radiation. Tasks like these will only be performed by settlers who do not perform any function. Up to 4 settlers can work on one task at the same time. The only exception to this is the task for removing radiation. The task to remove radiation will be carried out by any settler who currently has nothing to do, even by those settlers who have been assigned a profession. Okay, so they can begin gathering wood from trees. What's the active working area? There's a lot here. A lot. Gathering plants, berries, mushrooms, and herbs. Gather everything. Okay. Remove radiation. They dig up the soil. Unlike other tasks here, you don't need any freely available settlers. All settlers who have nothing to do at the moment, even those who have a workplace, will help dig. Okay. And then cancel that.
Well done. Everything you need to know should be right here. I think the time has come for us to at last build ourselves a new home here.
So there's a lot there. We'll just refer to it as we need things. Oh, see you later, Floristic. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Red. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a good day. You need to pick up this game. You missed the sale. That is an excellent reminder to thank the developers for providing me the keys for this game and the DLC. I missed saying that at the beginning. It seems cool so far. I've watched a tiny bit of Raptor play it, but then I knew I was going to play it and I wanted like a true fresh look at it, so I didn't finish that stream. Okay.
Before we can construct buildings at all, we have to assign the profession builder to several settlers so that they can take care of construction contracts. In general, it's your responsibility to decide which tasks are important and how our settlers are supposed to be distributed to attend to them.
I'm so used to these games not having a voiceover that I just go to read it, even though I know this guy talks. Good morning, Emily. Okay. Professionals. Water carrier, irrigator, well keeper. I like that it's divided here into like the categories. Pub keeper, teacher, mortician, okay. Militia, scout, and explorer. Okay, so how many builders did they say? 3.
All right. Your builders will be ready as soon as construction contracts have been issued. It's time to start focusing on our key and most basic need, water. The first thing we ought to do is to establish a working water supply. So we'll move on to our first construction contract. Place and build a jetty by a lake in the vicinity of your town center.
Oh, I didn't even zoom out and look at the map. Okay. These are all the other places I guess we can explore. There's quite a bit of water. This is a big map. Oh, I like the mini map, like how it shows like the screen. And then F brings us back to our town center. Okay. Open the buildings and tasks. A jetty. A wooden jetty enables settlers to collect water. Requires a cistern or a water tower to store the collected water. Can only be built at lakesides. Okay. How do I rotate? R. R to rotate? I don't know, like... and again, disclaimer time. Mistakes are going to be made. I feel like anytime you get into a city builder that you're not familiar with, mistakes will be made. So we're just gonna throw stuff down, and later I'll probably be like, darn it, why did I put that there? Jetty built. Okay, so now I just have to wait for them to build it. Are they gonna do that automatically? Okay, so 2 out of 2 people are working on it. It takes 16 wood. Oh, okay, look, it's my little people. Oh, there they go, carrying the stuff. So that you can prioritize them. So buildings first, then repairing, then building roads. Disable building repairs. All repair missions are being ignored by your builders. Okay. I wonder why you would need to do that. How much can they carry at once? Can I click on him? Show what he's carrying. They get badges. He hasn't received any. Oh, look at his little gas mask. Do they all have masks on? They do. Oh, look at the kid. Oh no, that's a young adult. It looks like a kid. Where are my kids? We've got adults.
Very good. The jetty was completed as planned. Now we have a place where we can collect water. There are other possibilities to gather water too, but the jetty is the simplest and most cost-effective method. We can obtain and store water from different sources, like a jetty, rain collector, or well in the cistern. The cistern should always be in close proximity to a water source, so that our water carriers don't have to walk too far.
It's big. Do I want to do this? It'll block off more of the lake coast, but there's still tons of lake coast this way. Maybe I put it this way so it's also closer to the town. As we say in ARCs, dying is content, dying a few more times is funnier content. I like that. Let's do it. My gut says this way, so it's tucked out of the way. A right click clears out of that. Irrigation plant increases the soil moisture within the range of influence. Oh, assigns settlers to the profession water carrier. Okay. They seem to be able to carry a lot of stuff. Like those 2 people walked here and built that thing like in one shot. It wasn't a lot of back and forth. Like in that Infindustry game where they can only carry one item at a time. They've already gone through a lot of food. What are those? Pigs? Oh yeah, look, they're boars. And stags. These animals seem to have survived the radiation fairly well. They're not mutant boars. Could probably speed this time up. Okay, so they brought all the wood and a little bit of scrap. Now they're going back for more scrap. Okay. I like this. I like it shows the pathing that they're taking. Okay, so we have to produce 100 water and then our reward is 200 water. That's pretty good. Our water's not great. The only problem with tutorials is, like, it is kind of slow. Like, I want to be getting people, like, why are we not cutting wood? Or getting food? Hey, Freshford, welcome! Thank you for being here. Hope you're having a good day. Okay, so that's built. Water tank holds 2,000. So production limit is 90,000. Water source on. You can turn the water source off. Okay. Change field of work. Demolish. Got it. Okay. Look, they're just hanging out right at my bus. And they carry 25 water at a time. That's not bad. I like a game where they can carry a chunk of stuff at once. It's also cool that it tells you how much food you get from each one. I think the boars had, what, 80? So we can see, like, right away.
Great. We have now installed a working water supply, and water is now transported from the jetty to our cistern. Consider hiring more water carriers if you don't have enough settlers available. You can never have enough water in storage.
Consider hiring more cisterns if you don't have enough settlers available? Doesn't that seem contradictory? If you do have settlers available? Or whatever.
Now we should focus on food production. It's important to ensure the supply right from the start. A gatherer's cabin, a hunting lodge, or a fishing hut can directly remedy the situation. I suggest starting with a fishing hut, since we're already located near a lake.
Okay, build a fishing hut, assign 2 people, and get 50 food. Easy enough. Oh, power consumption. Do we have power? Does not function during a drought. Okay. Okay, so it's like Kingdoms Reborn. It tells us how efficient the fishing is. Do you think this deep water makes a difference? I mean, either way, it still says just 100, but... I wonder if there is significance of shallow water versus deep water? Just gonna put it over here. Keep everything together-ish for now. Because this is also deep water, just not as big as this one. Yeah, the boars are 80. So that's what I was saying earlier before tutorial guys started talking, is you can just easily tell that a stag is better food than a boar. I guess we could speed up time a little bit, like let them do that thing. Oh good, autosaves. I like a good autosave. Okay, so cultivated field, orchard, gatherer's cabin, hunting lodge, pasture. Okay, different types of animals can be captured by a hunter and acquired via barter trade deal or expeditions. Wonder what kind of pasture animals you can get. And then a kitchen. How much power do I have? Where does it show me that? Electricity. Oh, I don't have any. Because this says... So how do I... Is it gonna fix that? Now they're getting fish.
Good work. We've now taken care of our basic supply via food and water. Make sure that you have enough food and water on hand at all times, especially if you want to upgrade your settlement. A population that grows too fast can quickly unbalance your food and water supply, bringing major difficulties for you if you don't watch out.
Okay. So your population growing too fast equals bad. Got it. Probably need something else too, just because I don't... Oh, look, a drought. Yeah, see, there's a drought coming and then we won't have any food.
Crops are another excellent way of getting food because they constantly grow as long as the soil is moist enough. Each seed has different yields and growing times. This means that it could take some time until your field is ready to be harvested, in contrast to your fishing hut, where production can be right away.
You're probably right, Emily. Power probably improves its production, but is not required for it to be used. That makes sense. Okay, soil moisture. It's very moist in the lake. Is there any moist soil anywhere? There's really not. So I'm guessing irrigation is going to be a thing. Okay, you can go 6 by 6 to 16 by 16. Okay, creating the field does not require any resources, but the crops need time to grow. Let's put it... like connect all this stuff with roads. What was that? Is that rain? Oh yeah, look, it is rain. That's really cool. That is really cool. Is it like flooded? No, it doesn't look flooded. Okay. So we're gonna put it in this green section. Although is like wet bad? I'm gonna start small. Assign to be farmers. And we are going to plant, we can do cabbages, black salsify, 2.8 seasons, 180 food, 1.9 seasons, 144 food. Let's do cabbages.
Looks good. Remember that we need the widest variety of food sources to stay healthy. You should also plan ahead for drought periods that might come when it's not going to rain. Stock up on food and adapt your production to avoid bottlenecks. I'll show you a few more strategies later on. At the beginning, we don't have much scrap wood or other resources. We could build a production building, but to obtain resources as fast as possible, it's best that we start gathering right away. Assign a Gather All Resources task. All the settlers who haven't been assigned any profession by you are going to accept these kinds of tasks. In addition, settlers distribute resources within your settlement.
Okay. Oh, buildings and tasks. Okay. Oh, that's cool too. Look, it tells you like how much wood you get and scrap. So like here was 227. That's neat. I like that. Wow,
Since
look
we
how
now own
fast. Oh, we're
plenty
on.
of resources, we can start to build a real production building. Then you don't have to always make efforts by hand that collecting is taking place. Production buildings are not only easier to manage, they are also distinctly more effective than simple tasks. Don't place production buildings too far away from your settlement. You'll be able to change their working area at any time later on. Right on. The best thing for us to do now is to build a forester's lodge to automate our supply of wood and make it more effective at the same time. Foresters are not only able to chop down trees, they reforest areas with trees as well.
Okay. How big are you? I want him to kind of reforest that area back there, so 344. I wouldn't consider that too far away. Forester. We have 15 people, but still no kids. They probably need homes. I mean, I'm guessing they're not growing population in the bus. It's counting the wood production still from these people chopping the wood, so that's interesting. Oncoming drought. Stockpile water and food in order to survive. The soil is going to become infertile. I'm gonna leave one person still kind of doing that stuff because I have a forester assigned to this building, and I'm gonna put more people on food and water so that hopefully, I mean, the drought only lasts one of these little sections. Hopefully that's not too brutal. Hey, Ice Virtual Gaming, welcome. It's cool you get a warning up here, so you're not, like, necessarily having to pay attention down here. Oh, each one of these is a season. Okay, so we're on season 5. So season 8 is going to be a drought. Got it. Wow, this took a lot of stuff. Oh, they had to remove the radiation first. Where's the radiation? Low, medium, high. So that's what the yellow was. Are there high places? So this might not have been my best choice. I probably should have checked radiation levels before doing that, because he could have gone right here with no radiation. Yeah, that might be the the first big mistake I've made. We'll see. They've already gotten the wood produced, so as soon as they finish building the building, we'll finish this section of the tutorial. Everything's fine. Sarah, maybe they'll grow an extra arm. That would be helpful. It would be helpful. Don't be a wussy. Nope, no wussies around here. Okay, radiation's gone. I think outside the tutorial, I can give them a task to, like, clear the radiation. Does this mean all the trees are going to be, like, irradiated? And is that going to cause me a problem if I'm building stuff with radiation trees? Gonna find out. Oh, the radiation protection is the masks they're all wearing. So as soon as I have extra people, I'm not going to have masks for them. Huh. Interesting. All right, let's just speed time back up until they get this piece done. No termites will eat my building unless there's like radiation termites.
Good job. You might want to change this building's working area later on to tell your workers where they should get their wood from. Ah, and for your information, if you want, you can also tell your Forester's Lodge that they only ought to attend to reforesting an area in order to create a lush, green forest which generations to come can use. Very good. Now we ought to take care of collecting scrap. Scrap is one of the most valuable resources because the quantities present are limited, and we can recover other resources from scrap. Unlike the task we just had, the scrap yard allows larger quantities of existing scrap to be dismantled than with ruins or wrecks.
Okay, scrapyard built. Assign a scrap collector. And then produce scrap. Okay, scrapyard. Location attractiveness -4. Scrapyard collects scrap and ruins. Putting it down here is like 700 scrap. Does that matter? Putting it up here is like 800 scrap. Oh, over 1,000 scrap. I'm really not 100% sure that matters for anything. But we'll do it. Only way to find out is to do it and see. So now I can assign a scrap collector. So I have no free people right now, as we prepare for the drought. I have 3 food. There's fish. There's whatever this is. What's the third one? Doesn't actually tell me. Whoa. This is a very detailed statistics panel. Contamination of stored resources. Stored quantity of different foods. Fish, beans, and cabbage. Beans must have been what we brought with us from underground. Okay. The kids are grown up. We need to have more kids. Oh, it's full.
Great. You can change the working area for the scrapyard, too. We can recycle scrap into 4 additional resources: cloth, metal, plastic, and electronics. We'll do that shortly, but for now, we ought to take care of your settlers' needs first.
Alright, so I'm assuming that's going to mean houses, hopefully?
Our people want a place to sleep and live. Cabins fulfill their need for safety and privacy, and increase the confidence of their inhabitants. In other words, building cabins increases their willingness to start families and reproduce, if you know what I mean.
The Timberwood vat. Just cabins. Okay, building, housing, sturdy house, shelter, upgraded shelter. The shelter provides many settlers with living space where they do not give birth to offspring. Depending on the configuration setting, all settlers are only old and infertile settlers. You can have an old people home? So when they get old, you can move them to a shelter and leave the cabins for the young people? That's funny. I'm sorry, but that is very funny. Okay, so I need how many? 8 of these? Okay. Hey, Chris, good morning. That's true, Sarah. At least there's a shelter built for the old people. They don't just get, like, sent off into the wilderness. This is nice. Look, they're different. They're different styles. I still think it's bizarre that they're building everything out of scrap that they're finding, and, like, what happened to everything they had in 150 years of underground living. Did I have to do anything with this thing? No. Okay. I actually have to, like, build the roads, but this didn't take long. I am still on, like, double speed. Oh, look, this went up. They're more confident.
Besides cabins, you can also provide sturdy houses and shelters as housing. Sturdy houses withstand sandstorms better and have an increased storage capacity to boot. Children living in houses gradually fill up the house's stockpiles. Settlers do not reproduce in a shelter because they lack privacy.
Do cabins have storage? Doesn't really say. Oh, upgrade levels. So you think we can upgrade it?
Let's return from our excursion into housing and refocus on scrap. With the help of a recycler or refinery, scrap can be sorted into 4 different resources. A recycler always takes scrap apart, one resource at a time, while a refinery automatically produces all 4 resources. To start off, you should build a recycler and produce cloth.
Okay. Resources, recycler, 5x5. Lowers attractiveness, so we don't want it, like, right on top of our housing area, which in hindsight, probably not in the best place because I'm sort of limited on how far I can get without blocking off the rest of the river. Or I keep going that way. Let's put it, I mean, let's put it up here, right? Like next to the scrapyard? That makes logical sense. We're almost through the drought. Okay, drought's over. We did okay. Plenty of food. I'm gonna take my fishing hut. Oops, that's not what I meant. Take it back down and leave myself some settlers to work with. And I need a refiner, so that actually evened that out right away. Water carrier is also kind of unnecessary until I have more than one thing, because it's maxed out right now. Okay, so that's cool. Look, you like above the clouds. Do I have to set this to do cloth? Oh, it's already doing cloth. Okay. Perfect. Okay, this building can be hooked up to electricity to buff its efficiency. Oh, okay. This is definitely not set up in any kind of logical way to, Oh yeah, look, old adults. He's old. Oh, look, we already have a baby. 2 babies. Cool. Yay, population 3 babies. Oh, this could get out of control.
You can instruct your recycler to produce a different resource at a time. It's important that you focus on the resources you really need, at least in the beginning. Cloth and metal look like good options if you want to equip us with protective clothing and tools.
Oh yeah, we don't have any protection for the kids.
Happy settlers are industrious settlers. That's why we ought to look after our people and protect them against the surroundings and dangers, like radiation. So let's start by transforming our newly recovered cloth into protective clothing. A tailor will be able to help us with that.
Waiting for these guys to finish talking is kind of painful. Why is this flashing? Okay. Tailor's shop. Seven by 5. Patient attractiveness. Now I need somebody to be a tailor. Oh good, you get metal as a reward for making a neck scarf. That's good. I feel like I need another one of these, but also like I'm just trying to follow the tutorial line and see where it goes. This feels like one of those games that I'm gonna do the tutorial and then the next time around I'll probably like take the lessons. I'm entertained by the concept of this game and I'm really enjoying it so far. So I think this is definitely going to be a game that I come back to for more than one playthrough. What is this saying? Oh, production limit has been reached. This is fastest. That takes this stuff. What is this stuff? Oh, coal. Okay. And this takes coal and plastic. Where do we get coal from? Assuming it's going to tell us that at some point. Exactly, Reg. You learn for your mistakes. You improve when you come back the next time.
We categorize environmental radiation into 4 levels: no radiation, low level, medium level, and high level radiation. The radiation changes constantly and is influenced by weather and contaminated rain. Protective clothing helps to protect us against this kind of radiation, but it takes a while before it's produced. And production relies on a steady flow of incoming resources. Try to establish production chains at an early stage and start to stockpile goods so that some are always on hand.
It seems so strange to me that like a neck scarf is enough to protect them from radiation.
The tools we brought along from the Endzone are slowly but surely running out. So now, let's focus on manufacturing new tools. The tools will help us to work effectively. We'll need metal for that, so we'll prepare for production by building another recycler, which we'll commission to recover metal from scrap. After that, we'll need a workshop to enable the manufacturing of brand new tools.
Morning, Sleppy. Good to see you. Okay, so we need another recycler. I'm gonna line it up with this one. And then hopefully the workshop is the same size. Oh man. Right, we'll have a little bit of gap there, but that's fine. Assign another refiner. Short on people. Let's take down a water carrier. Because our water is currently maxed out anyway. But then I still need a technician. We're doing okay on food for now, too. We just need some of these kids to grow up. Of course, then they have nowhere to live, so that's a whole other issue. The joys of managing a civilization. Can I, like, clear these things? Because there's nothing even nearby for them to collect. And wood seems to be okay. Oh, that's how we get coal. It can be processed into coal in a charcoal kiln. Okay, wood equals coal. Logically makes sense. I was picturing mining it. Why is their confidence going back down? It's kind of hovering right here. Higher efficiency, newborn settlers will live longer. Higher speed of movement, newborn settlers will live distinctly longer. Huh. Okay, so we need to keep it at least in this one so our people live longer. Okay, so we're running low on storage. Oh. And metal tools. This one doesn't give me a reward. All the other ones had like a reward at the bottom. What's our closest thing? Probably this, right? Interesting location. House ruin. That's cool. What is it? Oh, it's a gas station. There's gotta be some kind of warehouse, right? Logistics? Temporary storeroom, warehouse. Oh, I couldn't even skip ahead even if I wanted to. Expedition station, balloon station. Oh, weather station. Wind turbine, solar collector. Scrap totems. Watchtowers, ammunition factory, barricades. Hey, and good morning. Oh, we have more people.
With our lovely new tools, we are now prepared to work effectively. Should you ever run out of metal, keep in mind that you can also instruct your workshop to manufacture tools from scrap instead of metal. Though they won't be quite as effective, it's still better than being forced to work with bare hands.
So I don't have enough houses for my people anymore, which is probably why that dropped.
Down in the Endzone, we had sufficient time and resources to educate ourselves properly. But our children don't have this luxury. We ought to build a school and pass on what we've learned. As a result, they will be able to survive and work better and more effectively.
A school built and assign a teacher. Wait, rewards 5 settlers? Community? School. Okay. How big is this thing? And we have a teacher. Hey Nicole, good morning. So we're up to 30 radiation protection, so that seems good. We only have 25 people.
Perfect. Besides the fact that educated children work more effectively, we'll also teach them to be more careful with their protective clothing and tools. This, in turn, leads to them staying intact longer, and we conserve valuable resources. Now that our population is starting to grow, we ought to again turn our attention to the topic of food production. We are already accumulating fish and tilling our fields. A gatherer's...
Okay, build a gatherer's cabin. Berries and mushrooms. So now I notice it switched me. There's no radiation anymore. Okay, resources. Oh, food. It'll be under food. Um, 700. 760. Oh, 850. 890. See, this is kind of far away though. 920. I mean, maybe not that far away. Hey, Casper.
Keep up the good work, Bluebell are awesome.
Thank you so much. That's awesome of you. Thank you, Casper. Hey, Slim Pickens, good morning. Okay, now I need 2 gatherers. We still have 8 unassigned people. That's really good. This is kind of far off, but it just makes sense to me to put it where it's going to get the most food, even though they're going to have to run kind of far away. Can I build more houses, even though it hasn't told me to? Just more cabins. Gonna fit? No. So close. Alright, we're just gonna have to start another... Well, no, because I don't want to block off my... I don't want to block my entire lakefront area with housing. Could move this fields. Let's just build some housing on this side. Oh no, -4, okay.
Very good. As you can see, the Gatherer's Cabin is an effective possibility to get food quickly. But watch out. After a drought, it's going to take some time before the plants have regrown. As is the case with most buildings, here too, you can relocate the working area at any time. Although we are sufficiently supplied at the moment, our survival depends on diligent planning. If we can lay out a plan for an orchard, then we can start to plant fruit or nut trees that we can harvest after a few seasons.
Okay. Before I do that though, I still need, I have 26 people. No. That would have made me insane. Okay, so 8 and 6, 14, 28. Well, kids thing's still going to be a bit of an issue, but that'll be better. Orchard. Put that over here. How big can it be? 6 by 6 to 16 by 16. Let's make this one bigger. Want more houses here. And I need another farmer. And then we will plant plum trees. Let's get apples, cherries, peaches, pears, pecans, walnuts, coconuts, and bananas. These are the ones they just added in the expansion. Okay. Just did it, didn't I? Oh, I didn't hit choose seed.
The orchard has been laid out, and the trees are already beginning to grow. Similar to crops for farming, trees need some time until they are fully grown. But once they have grown, they can be harvested again and again until they have to be newly planted. Our gatherer's cabin gathers food from the surrounding forests. However, there are any number of other plants there which we can use as well. These plants can be gathered by an herbal hut. The herbs gathered there can be consumed by settlers to replenish their health.
Did I say hi to you already, Rob? I can't remember now. So I'm either going to say hi to you twice or apologies that I didn't and hello, Rob. I get distracted sometimes listening to the thing and I'll see like chat out of the corner of my eye, but then I'm like, wait, did I actually like address the comment or presence of somebody while I was listening? I'm a mess sometimes. Okay. We need an herbal hut. Oh, it's resources. Okay. I'm gonna put these together. I need an herbalist. And then, okay, just wait for it to do its thing. I wonder if we should put in a second farm. Food's actually kind of full, now that I think about it. We have 5 different types of foods. Why are they upset? Why is our population declining? Do I still not have enough housing? Fit 28 adult have. And I guess we can build some more? I honestly don't know if that's the problem here. They need more tools. They have some. I mean, they're definitely not reducing them as quickly as they could be. I mean, this is probably about as quickly as they can, but we're not out of metal. We're not out of cloth. They've got plenty of this stuff. I wish it told me more, like... Oh, look, their health is lower. Okay, so maybe the herbs thing that we're working on will pick that back up. Because, yeah, their health used to be all the way at the top.
Well done. We can equally utilize the gathered herbs to convert them into medicine later on. It might happen that an illness breaks out in our settlement from time to time and spreads among our settlers. That's why we always ought to have enough herbs on hand. Radiation is the main reason why the health status of our settlement can decrease. Although our settlers already use protective clothing to shield themselves against environmental radiation, it might occur that our sources of water become contaminated. We should start to filter our water to prevent this from happening. We will need a great deal of charcoal to accomplish this. The charcoal kiln will burn wood to produce charcoal.
Yeah, look at the radiation coming through. So that was obviously radiation rain. Are you guys getting... I'm showing a healthy connection on my end, so hopefully it was just a blip. Is this gonna make the people angry? If I put it in here, then it's gonna stop where he can build the forest. Let's just put it here. Charcoal burner. And 2 coal produced. Okay. Their health has already gone up, but this really still hasn't. Got 10 kids. Why are they upset? Oh, your video's fine, but your audio's in and out? I'm not sure. Okay, radiation. Oh, radiation on my orchard? That doesn't seem good. Every time the screen goes away, like the UI goes away when it's saving, I have like a moment of panic. Like, what's it doing? It's just an autosave. This is not great. They're like running in this weird path. I need to get to the point where it tells me to build a warehouse. That would be helpful.
Great. We can use the charcoal in conjunction with a filtration system to purify our water. Unfortunately, our cistern is not able to do this. Only the water tower has the necessary equipment for this capability. It would be a disgrace if we had to demolish our trusted cistern just to erect a water tower in its place. What we ought to do instead is upgrade the cistern itself. A water tower can store much more water and provides workplaces for a lot more water carriers than our old cistern.
Oh, good. That fixed it, Slim Pickens. I'm glad that it was a YouTube issue. Okay, upgrade. Oh, wow. 12 plastic? We don't have any plastic. 63 scrap. That we've got tons of. Maybe we should put one of these things on plastic for a bit. Because we're up by 40 radiation protection, and we don't have that many people, so I feel like... I mean, I could also build a third recycler just for plastic. Have I ever explored the crash zone biome in Subnautica? I have, yes. I think I'm better off just building another one of these. Definitely need roads. Oh, I can change it here too. With like little arrows, so I could set it before it was built. Cool. Okay, I need another person. Totally wasn't paying attention to the fact that that was an actual part of this step in the tutorial. Okay.
Our new water tower is up and ready for action. Good work. Filtering the water is an important next step because clean drinking water is a key mainstay of any stable society. Let's begin with filtering our water. To save on charcoal, we ought to ensure that at least a little bit of water not contaminated by radiation is being stored in our water tower. Water gained from a well is never contaminated by radiation, so it suggests itself for that purpose. Then we can use the remaining charcoal to produce better protective clothing.
Okay, build a well. And then do the things. Okay. Water. Well. Produces water slowly but uncontaminated by radiation and regardless of droughts. Okay. Short distances between wells reduce their efficiency. Can be upgraded to electronic water pump. So I guess I'll just build it here next to the water tower. And then I need a well keeper. Activate the filter. Instruct a tailor shop to produce activated carbon mask. Okay. We don't actually have all that much. Oh no, we have 56 coal. Why did I think we didn't have that much? Oh, you took your Cyclops to explore there, Imp, and it got nudged by some Reapers? Yeah, good thing for the shield. They're still not particularly happy. We've got 6 types of food, though, so that's really good. Wait, what? Just click on a... Oh, it's her body! What do I do with that? Is there just gonna be a dead body in the orchard from now on? Ooh, Fruit Loops. That's delicious, Sarah. Look, there's a dead body in my orchard. I don't know what to do about that. I'm just gonna ignore that. Oh no! Wait! Are these all dead bodies? Are we gonna get a graveyard or something? Like, what's with... There's just a pile of corpses next to the water thing.
Good work. We are continuously taking steps towards being better and better equipped to be able to survive in this hostile environment. Filtered water is a precious asset, and later on we can even use it to irrigate our fields. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You're gonna be productive today, Slimpikins. Good choice. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Not only our water can become a hazard for our settlers due to radiation, our food can too. We ought to erect a decontamination post to prevent settlers from eating meals that are contaminated with radiation.
Okay, decontamination posts. It's not under food? Oh, logistics. Okay. It's big. So what's this circle? Is that its effectiveness, like, around the houses? I guess? Decontaminator. Hey Sarge, good to see you. I haven't gotten to any of the new update stuff yet, Sarge. I've never played the game before, so I'm still working through the initial tutorial. But it looks really good. I'm excited to get that far.
Very good. The decontamination post is going to supply all buildings that stockpile food and are located in its working area in order to purify the food that has been affected by radiation. It's true. We should never forget that even when we optimally prepare and protect ourselves, we're still going to lose friends and members of our family time and again. We're going to mourn them, come what may. But if we're able to bury them in a cemetery, then we'll get over the pain and let them rest in peace.
Oh good, so we're gonna take care of the pile of bodies. That's great. Build a cemetery. What would that be under? Community? Yep. Okay, the bodies of deceased settlers find their final resting place at the cemetery. If the dead remain unburied, their relatives lose a substantial amount of confidence. Occupied graves are free to use again after a certain amount of time. Tools and clothing that belong to the deceased are made available to the community again. Oh, I wonder if all the dead people is part of what was hurting our confidence. Oh, it's big. Big. Where do I want to put this? Over here, I guess? Let's kind of tuck it out of the way. Because, or actually, do I want my civilization to be going this way? There's water here. I mean, I guess there's water down here, too. Hmm. 'Cause I'm assuming the houses need to be in its circle for them to work. Yeah, let's put it there. Oh, you played this on Xbox, Sarge? Yeah, I don't play on console, so I'm not, I don't know, but it's easy on PC. I have played Planet Crafter Imp, yes. I got the game and played it, but a lot of people were streaming it, and I just didn't have time in my schedule anyway. I might stream it after some of the updates. There was just a recent update. I had a really impressive build in Planet Crafter. Like, really impressive, guys. Like, it was this huge building that was held up by one support platform in the corner, and all the rest of it was just free floating. It is very much like Subnautica Imp. Yes, Planet Crafter is very similar to Subnautica, and that's part of why I liked it. Yeah, it just had the Caves and Craters update. My schedule's kind of packed. So I haven't been able to fit it in, but I enjoy the game, so as it continues to update, I'm sure it's going to make its way onto the channel. Best base builds. I do have impressive base builds. I know, I'm really close to 500. Thank you, Imp. Oh yeah, I need to assign a settler. Mortician.
Okay. The cemetery will help us to quickly get a hold on ourselves and focus on the tasks that lie ahead. It's not a pleasant thought, but that's the way things are. At the very least, we're pioneers, aren't we? Maybe we ought to distract ourselves to lighten up the mood. We can erect a number of buildings to increase confidence in our settlement, including, for example, a campfire or a pub. In this situation, however, our best option would probably be to upgrade our town center. Settlers can visit the new town center, and by doing so, increase their confidence for a while.
Ooh, we can upgrade the bus? Yeah, Sarge, exactly. Like, controllers are good for driving games and shooting games. I can't even imagine trying to play a game like this on a controller. Okay, so... upgrade our bus. I love that all the stuff's already in it because it's in the bus.
Very good. The new town center not only gives us more storage space, at the same time, it functions just like a campfire, too. Settlers can visit the new town center, and by doing so, increase their confidence for a while. Now that we have made efforts to ensure the spiritual well-being of our settlers, we ought to attend to their physical health as well.
Never noticed it do that.
Our settlers can get sick from time to time. Settlers who have become infected with a disease can die from it if they're not treated. Settlers will go to a medical facility to have themselves treated and will be admitted there, provided that beds are still available. We ought to ensure our settlers' medical health care.
Oh, see you later, Red. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Alright, let's see. Build a medical facility. How big are you? Pretty big. I want to do that because then it's going to block off that corner. That'll work. And then I need a medic. What's my limit on this thing? This can hold... 5,000. Okay, so it's full. Uh-oh. Radiation in my field. I feel like I need to move this. Like, this field is very much in my way on a regular basis. Are the bodies gone? Some of them. Learned a lot from screwing up buildings. That's fair. Oh man, if I had something on my gravestone, I feel like it would be that. Learned a lot from screwing up games. Hey Jason, good morning. I still don't have enough housing. What's my food situation? Really good. Okay, we're gonna demolish this. Gonna build some housing. Oh, look, it's yelling at me because it's radiation. And then we will rebuild our farm. Let's put it over here next to our orchard. And okay, it's not going to let me choose a seed until it's
With
built.
this step, we have ensured the survival of the settlement for a while. Very good work. Since more and more children are being born these days, we should start to plan for the long term. While cabins are a good way to get settlers to start a family, they only provide limited space. This can quickly lead to people having to live on the street. Allow me to suggest to you that cabins be provided only in a very targeted manner in order to control the population growth of your settlement.
Oops.
Nothing is worse than not having enough resources to provide for everyone. We ought to build a shelter to be able to provide other inhabitants with a roof over their heads too.
Oopsies. So, too many cabins is what I'm hearing. Can I get around here? No, kind of boxed myself off there, didn't I? Should we put it next to the graveyard? We can put the old people home next to the graveyard. Is that mean? It's probably a little dark and mean, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh yeah, let's put cabbages back here. Exactly, a quick trip from the old people home to the graveyard. Although to be fair, they seem to drop dead in random places. They'll have quiet neighbors. That they will. We don't seem to be doing too bad, although, I mean, we're definitely not doing great on the radiation bit. What if I put another tailor in? They already have too many people. Yeah, I can't put more than one person. Hey, Brian, good morning. The graveyard is an exclusive club that people are dying to get into. And look, they go from the reproduction housing, which, let's be fair, that's what it is. We've got our reproduction housing to the old people home to the graveyard. It's like a flow through the town. Okay, this is still... How do I... Okay, so that's how you change the field of work. I really like that about this, that you can shift that around. That is nice.
Very good. Remember that when children grow up, they're going to leave their parents' house and look around for a new place to live. It might happen that they don't find any home at all. We ought to build a shelter to be able to provide all inhabitants with a roof over their heads.
We just did that.
I've already pointed out to you that it could become very dangerous if we were to run out of food at some point. Since a lot of people are going to be living in the new shelter, we ought to provide them with access to food in their vicinity. A hunting lodge can look for wildlife in the surrounding area to bring a little meat to the menu.
Alright, so feed the old people. Got it. This is already rough. We have a lot of people. And we are not doing great on tools. Hunting lodge. 4 animals. Oh, 8 boars, 0 stags. I mean, the animals kind of walk around, right? So... assign a hunter. I'm going to assign 2. Holy crap, I have 28 people that just aren't doing anything. But my water stuff is full. Like, I'm full on food and water, so I really can't do much more of anything. Let's put more people in scrap collecting. That seems like a bug imp in Subnautica. I'm not sure why your Subnautica game is doing that. And yes, Arch, thank you. Almost there. Okay, so now they have to... Okay, good. So now there's... Oh, hunting and capturing. Capture... Oh, so that's how we could, like... Tame and grow animals. That's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. This is not great. This is not great. I'm wondering if I should... Very old, very old. I'm wondering if I should take out some of these cabins, because this is not great. I mean, food-wise, we're okay. The food's not really an issue at the moment, but we're out of tools and radiation gear. And that part is not awesome. I just need to get to the point where it lets me build a...
Perfect. The hunting lodge equally provides us directly with food, but it functions somewhat irregularly because it relies on wildlife in the surrounding area. Nevertheless, it can be indispensable during a drought because even the deer and wild boar still roam around the forest. However, wild animals can not only be shot, they can be captured too. When a wild animal has been captured, it can be brought to a pasture and served there as livestock. In order to capture wild animals, you have to instruct your hunter to do this. You also ought to set up a pasture and assign a herder.
We have a lot of kids, though. A lot of kids. This is not great. Okay, so we need a pasture. When is it going to let me do a... When is it going to let me do a warehouse? Because storage is our biggest issue. Okay, hunting lodge to capture. Then I need to build a pasture. Should I put my farm animals? Should I put them here next to the graveyard? Why not, right? I'd have to double check and see if this is multiplayer, Sarge, but I don't think so. When I was just looking before the stream, I'm fairly certain it said single player. I'd have to look at it to be sure though, but I do not think it has multiplayer. I also didn't see anything about starting a multiplayer game or joining a game when I was loading into the game, so I'm fairly confident in my answer that it is not. Okay, assign a herder. Assign a type of animal to your pasture as soon as your hunter has captured an animal. How do I know if he's captured something? It's gonna tell me? I mean, there's only deer here, so the city's just a hot mess. Nothing makes any logical sense. Oh, now there's boar and deer, so what's it gonna do? I mean, it's probably doing nothing at the moment just because 69 people. Just because this isn't built yet? What is it waiting on? Metal. Oh, I have plenty, so it just must be walking it over. It makes senseless sense. It's funny that they're walking, like they're getting here by walking through this shelter and through the graveyard. That's interesting. Could pay some respects to their family on the way by. It is single player only? Okay, that's what I thought. So how do I know if he's caught something?
Animals captured by a hunter are brought to a pasture where they are tended to and cared for by herders. Some animals produce resources such as milk or eggs. Other animals can only be slaughtered to eat. You ought to find out for yourself which type of animal brings you which benefit. On each pasture, you can choose which type of animal ought to be kept there.
So there's cows and chickens? Or ducks or some type of egg-laying bird?
You must provide water for the animals you keep on your pasture. This enables them to survive and reproduce. When enough animals are fully grown, the herder will start to slaughter them. If you don't want animals to be slaughtered, you can also instruct the herder not to do so.
Okay, so we can set it to slaughter at 7. Now we have 1.
Now your herders know how they ought to handle the animals. And now that you've already captured several animals, don't forget to instruct your hunters to hunt animals again in the future so that they can continue to gather and provide food. With our increased production, our stockpile is going to run out soon. The supply routes for our production buildings are getting longer and longer too. To tackle these problems, you ought to build a temporary storeroom and have roads laid out.
Yay, more storage and roads. I need them to get me a second boar so that I can't reproduce boars with only one boar. seaboard anywhere because I can move this around. Okay, temporary storeroom. I would rather have a warehouse, but I'll take it. Oh, wait, this can upgrade to a warehouse. Okay, I'll stop complaining. This makes sense. And then roads. Am I gonna get, like, yelled at by this thing if I'm putting in too many roads? Hey, Terry! I have too many people.
Good. Temporary storerooms increase your settlement's general storage capacity. Place them in a targeted manner in order to shorten the routes for goods between your production buildings. Roads are equally a great benefit because settlers moving on roads can go distinctly faster than on a normal supporting surface. To improve the whole thing even further, we can build a market to improve logistics at the settlement. Besides being an enormous stockpile for resources that is even able to store water, the market is responsible for distributing resources within your settlement. What's more, it also increases your settlers' confidence.
Oh, this thing's huge! Using up a lot of this lakeside that I didn't want to use up, but this puts everything in the circle. I think I could technically set this thing to be like, oh no, you can only do old and infertile or all. I mean, technically all 25 of these people are adults and young adults, so... I have 52 settlers. I don't know if any of this is really going to be necessary. At this point, I'm just kind of dumping people in places. It's probably not actually going to help me with anything. But I still have 37, so I think we're good. And I think that it did say that if there's no job for them to do, they'll still do like the regular stuff like clearing radiation and all that. Tools and this stuff are still a big problem. I have plenty of the base materials though, so it's like this is not... They're not producing this fast enough. Not to keep up with this many people. I feel like maybe I should rip out some of these houses and replace it with a shelter.
Logisticians are able to amass resources from the whole settlement and bring them to the market. This improves the flow of your products and leads to your settlers having to walk shorter distances to fulfill their individual needs. The combination of these attributes makes the market the ideal building when you want to enlarge or even relocate your settlement. The larger your settlement gets, the farther some settlers have to travel to get to all of the food you produce. To make life a little easier for them, you can build a food station. Logisticians who work at the food station will collect food from your storage buildings and production facilities and bring it to the food station.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this back to hunt because there's 6 in here now, if I'm reading that correctly. Okay. These are already close to that, so I feel like I need to put the food station like over here. Or down this way. Or when I expand further this way, or... I never decided if I want to go this way or this way. I mean, I'm probably going to end up going both directions, honestly. Let's start by going this way, though. Food station. Let us... Before I do that... want that. Then I can make sure that this is all in the circle. And I need one more of these guys. Again, I have 47 people, so that's definitely not an issue. Purple Bubba, you didn't do it. That tells me you probably did do it. Jumping in to say you didn't launch the nuke out of nowhere makes me think you did do it. Stu, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in to drop a like. Have a good day at work. $101 people. Ugh, this is not great. Food and water's still holding up okay. But I definitely have too many people. Okay, now he's killing the boar for food. Can I make more? Like, what's going on in this temporary storage? Where did I put it, first of all? I already lost track. What's this? So, like, why is my production limit on food at 5,000? I have storage space now. I can increase my production limit? Do I want to do that? I need a lot of roads everywhere, but I think that's at least going to help me,
With the new food station, your settlers are now able to supply themselves with food directly on site. If your settlement is supposed to grow even further, you can think about whether you want to provide additional food stations. Distributing food at your settlement is going to prove to be extremely practical. However, your settlers not only need food to survive, they need water too. To be able to distribute water in a targeted manner, you can build a water point.
Okay. So I guess we'll put this... Wait. What? Oh, the food hut is right there. Okay. It's here. Put those next to each other. What's my favorite food? Oh. That's hard. Because it depends on the category. I'm a huge fan of candy. I like sugar way more than I should. But if I had to pick any kind of favorite food, it would definitely be potatoes, if we're going to go broad. French fries if I have to be more specific, but potatoes are life. Mashed potatoes, potato salad, French fries. Oh, they're so good. What's your favorite kind of food, chat? Tools, man. Tools are such an issue. Oh, I need even more people in logistics. Let's just make it an even 10. I still have 61 unassigned people. Vegetables is your favorite? That's awesome. Just all vegetables? Uh-oh, there's a little bit of radiation happening. They've got these masks.
Now that your settlers also have a water point available, they can supply themselves with water and food. Similar to how it's done at the food stations, this enables you to precisely control at which places your settlers are able to attend to their needs. Since we have our logistics under control, now we can concern ourselves with the weather and its challenges. We can build a weather station to enable us to make a forecast regarding upcoming weather and learn if potentially contaminated rain might be coming our way. It can also be used to prepare our crops and rainwater collectors we might have against contaminated rain by covering them.
Okay, weather station. Oh yeah, grilled burgers. So good. Combo things make sense. Okay, so like pizza, burgers, fish and chips. Nice. You named your base mashed potato farm? That's awesome. Chinese food is really good. Hey Kat, good to see you. Welcome to our conversation about favorite foods, which is making me hungry because it's lunchtime. I don't know what I'm gonna have for lunch today, but now I want potatoes. Weather station. Holy crap, it's huge. Why is everything so big? Nothing fits. Okay. I kind of stick this over here. No, because then, like, I need the forest for these production buildings. So I guess over here. Oh, it's almost 6 p.m. there? Yeah, you're 6 hours ahead of me. It's 11:30 here. So, a little early for lunch, but almost lunchtime. 123 people. Ooh. I probably need another shelter. I've lost track, like, of the number of people I can house, but I don't think I don't think it's enough. Because each of these holds 25. And then I've got how many houses? 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 houses. So 38 plus 50. Yeah, we don't have enough. We do not have enough. I might actually need 2 shelters. The good news is that no new cabins, like eventually this is going to even out. In Tropico, if you don't have housing, they just build shacks wherever they want. I can see how that would be annoying. I mean, clearly I'm not the type of builder that plans things out well. Although, one of the biggest challenges when you're just getting into a city builder for the first time, in my opinion, is that you don't have any concept of how big things are. It's like I wouldn't have anticipated needing that much space available for a weather station. The cemetery was bigger than I expected. Being able to upgrade these will be nice, because then it'll double how much they can hold. Exactly, Sarah. Like, what priorities, where they need to be. Hey, Legion, good to see you.
Very good. Now that we know what sort of weather awaits us, and how we can protect ourselves against contaminated rain by covering our crops and rainwater collectors, we ought to attend to collecting the rain we want. Rain not only humidifies the soil, it can also be automatically collected via rainwater collectors to generate a steady flow of additional water. Since we've already built our weather station, we're able to decide what kind of circumstances would make us want to cover our rain collectors.
Okay, build a rain collector. So I'm gonna put this on this side, I guess, because over here I've got like water coming from all this. And I've got my pasture over here. Hey, Legion. Yeah, I know. Luckily, this game auto-saves quite nicely. I'll put this over here, I guess. See, why are they bringing nothing over here? Oh, this one has some, so what's the question mark? Oh, wait. Resources that can't be collected in the immediate vicinity. Oh, wait. So I need to... So this circle's not about the housing it serves, it's about the... where it can get the food from. Okay, which is the same issue over here. So I'm gonna... This is closer. But see, then this is dumb because they can just get water from this thing anyway. Well, whatever. Yeah, that redeemable definitely has to get turned down still.
Never forget that our settlers might get sick if we distribute water contaminated with radiation at our settlement, even if they're wearing protective clothing. We should make sure that the collected water is as purified as possible. We can have our crops covered to shield our seedlings against radiation. But once they've been covered, naturally they won't be irrigated with rain anymore. To rectify this problem, we can build an irrigation plant that is able to artificially regulate soil humidification. Place this building with care, because it is only going to irrigate the soil within its impact radius.
Okay. So, our field is over here right now. Does it work for the orchard, I wonder? Thinking if I put it right here, then I can put more fields up that way. I can extend this field or put a field over here. I mean, this giant mountain in the way is not the best. But I've done worse. Irrigator. We'll set this one to be whatever that other option was. Like this one's cabbage, we can put the other one to something else. I don't know if the dead person's still there. Yeah, look, she is. These dead people are finally gone. But yeah, dead lady in the orchard is still there. Ooh, this is really highly contaminated rain.
Fabulous. As long as our irrigation plant is supplied with filtered water, it is able to neutralize a possible contamination of the soil due to radiation. But watch out. When water contaminated with radiation is fed into the system, this can lead to precisely the opposite. And the irrigation plant itself may possibly cause radioactive pollution of its surrounding area. Alongside contaminated rain, there are other environmental hazards, such as sandstorms or droughts. The soil dries out during a drought, and sandstorms sweep across the landscape from time to time. These sandstorms can damage your buildings and ultimately make them unfit for use. We ought to prepare for this and assign several more builders to enable potential damage to be repaired.
That drought definitely came out of nowhere. Builders.
You can decide which type of task your builders ought to give priority to at our town center. You can instruct them to merely repair buildings, to erect new buildings, or to do both at the same time. This enables you to react quickly in crisis situations. For instance, in the event of a sandstorm, you can quickly attend to having damaged buildings repaired. Now that we've taken care of all the necessary needs of our settlement, such as food, water, protective clothing, and tools, our next efforts ought to focus on increasing the settlement's overall productivity. A research station allows us to develop different technologies. One step in moving our settlement ahead is to make it possible for our refiners to acquire electronics from scrap. We should perform research on the appropriate technology to achieve this and instruct one of our refiners to produce electronics.
Why is this like yelling at me? Because we're full. I took this and turned off anything that might be contaminated water. Like the water tower's not supposed to have contaminated water and neither is the well. How do I cover this? Does it happen automatically? Is that a sandstorm? Oh yeah, look. Oncoming sandstorm. Look at them all scurrying around. Oh, we definitely do, Legion. I'll see you later. Have a good rest of your work day. I think work day. Either way, have a good rest of your day. Research station. Another unusually large building. Research, 3 people. Another recycler. Oh, I can't assign it to electronics until it's researched. Okay, well, that's okay. Oh, production stopped due to empty work areas. What's... Oh yeah, there's no resources here. Okay. Yeah, they're starting to have to go pretty far. I'm gonna move this a little bit further this way. Well, yeah, let's keep the forest going in that general direction. Actually, this general direction. Yeah, right there's fine. Okay, so we've got people with no tools and people with no homes. Oh no, metal tools. Oh. Okay, so how do I make this faster? Other than... I mean, I don't have electricity. I've got tons of metal. A community game is a great idea, Imp. I have been thinking about that. What game might work that a lot of people can join in? Because it's definitely something I'd like to be able to do, is set up like a big community multiplayer game. I have to assess like what games that are multiplayer of mine might work for that. So any suggestions, feel free to put on Discord if you're a member of the Discord, because it's definitely something I would like to do. Metal tool thing is an issue. I mean, I guess I could build another of these workshops, maybe? Why are you... We have plenty of this, don't we? Yep, we have plenty of coal and plenty of cloth, so that's not an issue. I'm gonna have to have another workshop. Maybe even two of them. Two of these things going. Hey, Estes! Arc is a popular one, and I haven't done Arc on the channel yet. Set that to more tools. I probably need a second one too. Look, I'm out of like everything. I'll put a second one on protective clothing and a second one on tools. Which one did the technicians? Which one did warehousey things? I think it might have been technician. I can look, right? Yeah, technician and a tailor. Plenty of wood and scrap. Loitering ban. Binary. What am I supposed to be researching again? Electronics. Okay. Resources. Required resources to research. Okay. We need 9 knowledge. Oh, wait. How do I... Oh, can I not do that without research utensils? No, I wouldn't want to do anything that would take a mod to be multiplayer. I'd want to look for like an actual multiplayer game. It does seem to have a bit of an Anno vibe. I've never played Anno 1800 either, or any of them. I need another tailor. I already have a tailor. Okay. Oh, I need these people, but I can't do that till I have electronics researched. So... drought coming. I never did figure out how to like cover this. Is it supposed to be automatic? I don't know. Hopefully they do it automatically. Really didn't make that clear. What is happening here? I zoomed in too far and I missed it. It looks like the lanterns from the Tangled. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, metal tools from you. I've totally built a second workshop. What I really needed was a tailor. So I'm gonna have to build that too. Tailor. What's my research progress like? I need a lot more scrap. I mean, technically, I think like I can come have these guys gather wood and scrap over here. It's because I've got so many extra people. Like 62 people right now just chilling. The super sub button? I don't know what that is. But yeah, really close to 500. Which is crazy. I mean, it's funny, like 3 months ago when I started, 3 months ago? February, March, all of April. So just about 4 months ago now. May's almost over. That seemed insane to me. Like, getting to 500 seemed insane. You'd hit it if it existed, Estes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, water's no longer hitting the... It's not hitting the 5,000 anymore like it was. So that concerns me slightly. Hey John, good morning. Yes, we were just talking about that. How close I am to 500. It's like a blip of a tool and it's immediately gone. Okay, neck scarves. At least that's something. Although I have plenty of coal, so let's switch it to that. And I've got all my tailors. I've got... Let's put some more technicians. All of these doing metal tools now? Yes. What are you doing? Hunting lodge. Okay. Yes, Subnautica was my very first live stream. I do really enjoy that game. It's one of my favorites. I was looking for a game when I decided I wanted to try live streaming. I was looking for a game that I already kind of knew how to play because I knew that trying to stream it at the same time at that time was going to be enough of a challenge for me than figuring out like a first look of something at the same time. And a game that nobody else that I watched in the community was actually playing at the time. So I went through my library and that's what I landed on, and it did super well on the channel. I had an amazing time playing it. I'm sad that it's over. I am sad that it's over. But in a week or two, depending on my schedule, I'm going to be jumping into Do Below Zero too. I'm excited about that. I thought the rainwater thing was not supposed to collect. Is it not collecting because it's radiation? Okay, production limit is reached. I like see him running around in there. Oh, I can. Look at them. They're so cute. Should spend more time zoomed in general, like looking at what these people are doing. I think I'm going to have to take out some of these cabins because what I failed to consider is that the kids are growing up, they're moving out, they're becoming adults and they're moving out, and that's just leaving more space for more kids. I think if I knock out these 6, I can replace it with a shelter. Sorry, people. Oh, there's a road here. Were those not houses? I'm suddenly concerned that I just took out something that was not a house. Because in hindsight, I don't think that that was a house. Crap, what did I take out? How do I demolish something like a road that I can't select? Try to put this here. Seeing a little bulldozer button anywhere? Like, how do I... Game log, task, survival guide. How do I get rid of this road? So you can't select it, you can't click it. This was a problem. I also have no idea what I just took out. Needs cloth. Crap. All of a sudden, cloth and metal are a problem. Plastic is fine. Electronics are fine. But cloth and metal are not fine. And I need to be able to build this thing. How do I... Construction, streets, removing streets. How do I do remove streets? So it would be under streets? Where were streets in general? Oh, remove road. Got it. Okay. There we go. Now I just need to figure out what I took out that I shouldn't have. I could be wrong, but I don't think those were houses. A market. I definitely need more recyclers. Okay. Put another one on cloth, another one on metal. What is that? Oh, food. I'm not sure what biome you should do, Imp. I don't have any. Have you made them like around all the POIs? Like around the Degassi buildings? Those would be cool. Market's there. What are you upset about? I don't have enough cloth. Okay. You are cloth, you are metal, and I need more recyclers. Which is where? No, really, who works there? Fisher, hunter, gatherer, herder, refiner?
Very good. With this new research station and the ability to acquire electronics from scrap, we can provide our settlement with all the materials we need. The research station is very useful in enabling us to adapt ourselves to our surroundings by using the right technologies in any situation.
I really gotta get better about not being distracted and reading this thing because I was so focused on my population and housing issues that I wasn't really paying attention to what I was supposed to be doing here.
Down in the Endzone, we dealt with the concept of a solar collector. This solar collector is able to collect sunlight and convert it into electricity. We wanted to try out whether our idea works and build a solar collector.
Large quantities of energy in the daytime and supplies the buildings hooked up to the power grid. Okay, so what's its circle for? I'm guessing that's where I can connect power lines to it. Okay, declining population I'm not actually upset about. See, this was decontamination, this was charcoal. Maybe those were houses? I share it in terms of what imp on the Discord. What are you trying to share? Coal mining. Hemp and refinery. Oh, we could do a warehouse. That might be nice. Let's do that. There is a self-promotion area on the Discord for videos you'd like to share. So you're more than welcome to use that. There's no metal. Okay. 2 on cloth. 2 on metal. Am I still bringing in enough scrap? Nearby resources only 64. Okay. It's getting real far away. Real far away. Pretty low on wood too. My wood dude going. What is this that they can't do? Scrap pile, but why couldn't they do it? Maybe these people on the flags can only do loose scrap? What am I waiting on here? Oh, metal. Of course it's metal. Oh, of course it's metal. Their health and radiation overall aren't too bad. I think one more shelter.
The solar collector produces energy by capturing sunlight and feeding this energy into a grid. The solar collector also gives us all the relevant information we need to keep an eye on our settlement's power consumption. Each of your buildings automatically hook up to this power grid when you set up an electric power pole within the building's range. Buildings supplied with electricity work distinctly more effectively and produce faster as a result. What's more, housing supplied with electricity increases the confidence of the settlers who use it.
Okay, so I'm guessing it has to start from here. Okay, yeah, so if it gets out of range of that thing, it doesn't work. Okay, so yeah, you can already see. Man, look at that. Okay, and then from this one, probably head towards these shelters. Doesn't seem to be pulling a grid off to the shelters though, so maybe it only works on houses? Yeah, look, see now it's pulling into the housing. Cool. Connect buildings to the power grid 5. Oh, I have no wood. I'm like, what happened to the rest of this? I've done way more than that. Okay. Gather wood. I need another one. Oh, I can't move it? I can only have one? That's annoying. Okay. Oh, let me give more foresters. Few more scrap collectors too. Better researchers, medics. And I still have 33 spare people. My population's kind of stabilized a bit, so that's good.
Fantastic. I can only picture how our ancestors must have felt with their almost infinite supply of energy. However, you ought to constantly keep an eye on your power consumption to avoid outages.
Cool. Okay, so you can see that, like, it's going down here, but not, like, this way. And yeah, the shelters don't get any.
Logically, the solar collector is only able to produce energy during the daytime. It would be beneficial if we could also make electricity available at night so that our settlement remains effective. It's clear that we currently work slower at night. So let's try to store the surplus energy we produce during the daytime to enable it to be used at night.
Okay, battery. Battery. So do I just store it on the power grid? Is that good enough? Consumer of power, power producer. That'll turn blue. It's a power storage. I don't think I went over 5,000. There's no way, not with how much these buildings are. The really important thing was to get these things going faster. Because this is what's holding me back. The refining of stuff. I mean, technically now I guess wood is too, so getting power over here might be handy. But, one thing at a time. Oh, now I can do research. Okay, where's my little storage thing? I think metal's what's gonna hold me back on this one? Yeah, I've got plenty of electronics. We're doing better on tools again. We actually finally have tools. We've got radiation protection gear again, so that's good. Wooden scrap is a struggle. I wonder if I need another set of like another scrap collector that's closer to this whole mess. I've totally... I mean, I guess all this is over here too. Is that closer than where I've got them coming? Where are they going right now?
That looks good. Some buildings are now connected to the power grid. Although a well-structured settlement that's hooked up to the power grid consumes a certain amount of resources, it is enormously effective. Oh, and just as an aside, you can have electric power poles put up on many surfaces, even on roads.
Oh, so you can put the pole, they don't interfere with roads? I think I accidentally put some on roads.
With the settlement producing on a stable scale, we can now focus on exploring our surroundings. Though we heard a bunch of stories in the Endzone, now we can explore the ruins our ancestors left behind firsthand. To find treasure and resources, let's build an expedition station.
Expedition rations, okay. Where would that be under? Resources? Community, logistics. Ah, technology, okay. How big are you? Too big. Well, too big for that spot anyway. I wanted this to be more centrally located, although from an interesting building perspective, I think they're mostly over here. This one. Let's put it down here. What do I need for this? Metal is going to be a problem. Plastic is good. Wood is not great. Doesn't take too much wood, but yeah, wood's a problem. This game is fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely like itching to do things differently than what I did, which is a good sign. And I've made it as far as exploration, so I'm not sure in the next episode. Like, I don't know how much more we have left in the tutorial. I'm not sure if I'll come back to kind of a fresh start to see where we end up, or if I'll pick up with this one for at least one more episode to make sure I fully grasp what's happening. Population's definitely starting to drop significantly. That part's not great. Let's do the upgraded housing. Do upgraded housing and then see if the sturdy houses fit more. Because now I'm kind of in the opposite place. If I look, I'm down to only 17 spare people. So I think I might have gone too far the other way. Metal is a real problem for me. Okay, where's my scrap thing here? There's plenty there. This way.
Well done. Assign settlers to be scouts and prepare expedition rations. When you want to send off an expedition, you can decide the quantity of expedition rations with which to supply the expedition. As a result, you can control how long and how thoroughly it is able to explore a ruin. Let's send out a few scouts to find a ruin. The scout will visit the ruin you have designated and explore it. As a result, the scout will supply us with important information about the site that we should pay attention to when we start an expedition.
Okay. So we need a scout. Oh, okay. So where am I? I'm here. Wants to jump all the way over there? I mean, I guess. Why not, right? See what it does. How do I make it produce these? Okay, sturdy houses. So let's see. Let's see what upgrading one does. So far, I haven't had any issues really with, kitty poster! I haven't had any issues with, sandstorm damage, with having them keep up with sandstorm damage. Okay, so it can fit 10, and it looks like more adults are moving in. Does that mean they're gonna have more children? Population is definitely dropping. I was hoping to achieve like static population. But we didn't quite get there. Okay. Let's switch this one to old and infertile people. I don't know if I have any like really old people living in my cabins. No. I don't think I do.
Our scout has returned and brought along a variety of useful information. Now that we know what we have to reckon with, we can put together a team in order to explore the ruin more precisely. Each ruin has its own challenges, secrets, and valuable resources. Choose settlers who fulfill the necessary prerequisites for the respective ruin, and give them enough expedition rations to take along. In addition, don't forget to equip them with protective clothing and tools to the best of your ability before you send them off.
Okay, start an expedition. So how do I... Greenhouse ruin. Okay, configure expedition. All these people are already doing something else. Like, how do I know? This must be one of the greenhouses that people use for farming. And life must have been much more carefree back then. The greenhouse itself is in bad shape, but there's a variety of plants growing here that we haven't seen anywhere else. Settler badge is farmer and gatherer. Okay, so farmer and gatherers would be best. How many people can I pick? How do I know? I mean... Okay, so I don't have that. you think 8 rations is enough? I don't see where it tells me, like, how much I might need. Do you think they bring it back? Do you think they come back with it and it goes into inventory? Oh wait. The expedition is equipped with a small quantity of rations, even though capacity for additional expedition rations exists. The lower the amount of rations an expedition has with it, the less it is able to explore its targeted destination. Do you want to send the exploration off as planned or make changes? Okay, so more food? I can send them with 20. Okay, so I can...
Now that you've commissioned the expedition, it's now in preparation stage. Expedition rations and other necessary resources are being amassed. Afterwards, the settlers you selected will relinquish their old tasks, assemble, equip themselves, and subsequently set off together on their way. Get yourself ready to make tough decisions.
Uh-oh. Does that mean they might not come back alive? Tough decisions doesn't sound good.
Good news. Your expedition has finally reached its destination. Now it's all up to you. Contact them and listen to what they have to say to you. Make wise decisions and guide the settlers through the ruin with meticulous care.
How do I contact them? Lead the expedition. How do I do that? See, it says that, but I think maybe that jumped ahead because... this is the stuff that they were supposed to bring with them when they went. Right? It's all up to me. Their fate is in my hands. Yeah. They're gonna need a lot more than luck. So each of these sturdy houses now is just like having 2 cabins, because it went from 2 adults and 3 children to 4 adults and then potentially up to 6 children. So these people need to get busy. Is my population... oh, well, we hit constant population. What's the issue here? There's no metal. I actually have metal at the moment. Yeah, see, it still just says expedition is being prepared, so I think that this just jumped ahead. Although it does say, like, the checkbox isn't there for the fact that they've arrived. So I think we're good. Just about at my 3-hour mark, but I want to see what this is about. So I think we'll probably do this expedition, and then I will wrap it up for today's stream. This one's not very full because I set it to only old people. Doesn't take very much to upgrade these, so keep up with that. Because I only have one unassigned person now. That's not great. Not great. I love the kitty poster. That feels like it should be a message for my expedition people, because their life is in my hands. So how do I make them do this? Like, how do I make it... Who's in charge of that? If I have scouts that aren't scouting... Scouts produce expedition rations, yes. They scout out ruins when instructed to do so. Do I need another one? Because I've got one scouting, and then I need another one to be able to make new rations. Everything's fine. The calm kitty poster from Subnautica is the best poster ever. Facts. Okay, so they just need to keep grabbing these rations, which is taking kind of a long time. Oh, I could probably take my... Where's my little storage shed? Oh, I did upgrade it to a warehouse already. Okay. How do I... Production limits. Like... I feel like I should be upping this. Because I've got plenty of storage. Iodine. We've got plenty of this stuff now. And look, plenty of tools. Decontamination kits. Where did I get those? That I have some in stock. Metal bullets, rubber bullets. Okay. But yeah, there's still that whole aspect we haven't gotten to. Raiders and defensive things. I take back what I said. We're definitely going to come back into the tutorial and see how far it takes us before I start another city. Oh, my population is not doing well. Things are not going well. I love how, like, I took out a bunch of houses and now I'm like, put them back! Upgrade the houses! Because, yeah, we're dropping people. Okay, expedition is traveling. Oh, great. One of them is very old. What could go wrong? What could go wrong with the fact that one of our people on the expedition, explorers, that's what I was looking for earlier, is very old? It'll be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Can we see them? Where are they going? They're going here. Oh yeah, look, there they are. Look at them go. Aw, look at them. Look at them running along.
We've arrived at the greenhouse, Chief. I don't know what that scout told you. To us, it just looks like any other ruins scattered around in the wilderness. Not very promising.
Okay, loot in return or take a look around. Let's take a look around. Some plants are growing where the planting area must have been when this was still a lush green oasis. There's also an old ventilation shaft that we could dismantle. Some sort of corn grows here. Good thing we brought along an expert. Corn seeds, okay. The plants growing here only vaguely resemble the corn we know. The exposure to radiation must have altered their phenotype. We could gather them and try to cultivate them. Oh look! Radiation has affected something. Option has been completed. Take a look around. Oh. So now loot and return? Why does it say like... Oh, mushrooms. Okay, we found what looks like some sort of mushroom. We'll scrape them off carefully. I was told it deals with some kind of moss with fungi. Our gatherer is sure it's edible. He already took a bite. Okay. Okay, so now... So we'd be losing 4 expedition rations. Can't go beyond 34 anyway, so... Wait. Okay, we're going back to our settlement now. We can't wait to see our families again. Safe trip home.
Well done. Your decisions during an expedition are decisive for its success. Try to be as well prepared as possible and make wise decisions because the consequences could be fatal. Now let's loot this place and get out of here. Take as many resources as your settlers can carry and bring them back to your settlement. Now that you know how you can help your settlers to manage in this environment so hostile to life, I'd like to show you how you can design your settlement in such a way so that your settlers are not only able to survive in it, they're actually glad to be here as well. Your settlers are eager to live in surroundings that please them. For instance, they'd rather not live next to a building that produces lots of noise or dirty grime. You can switch to the heat map of dwellings attractiveness to be able to see just how attractive the dwellings in your settlement are. In this view, you see which cabins and shelters have been placed in attractive surroundings and which ones are in unattractive surroundings. If you want to make your settlers particularly happy, you should pay attention to providing them with attractive surroundings. To increase the attractiveness of a residential area, you can put up some decorations to beautify your settlement. Each decoration increases the attractiveness of the area where it has been placed. Maybe it's time for you to design your settlement a little more attractively to make your settlers happier.
Okay. Switching into decorating actually seems like a really good place to wrap up for this stream. Like I said, when I come back to this, we're going to keep going with the tutorial. I feel like just because we haven't gotten to defenses, there's still probably a lot of other stuff we haven't covered that I want to learn about before I try to jump in and just play my own game with no guidance and assistance. So I'm not sure when I'm going to pick this back up. Might be next week or the week after, depending on scheduling. You can keep an eye on the Discord. Under events tab, I do try to put in about a week out what my plan is tentatively before it goes up on YouTube. Later today, I'll be streaming 7 Days to Die multiplayer with Red Viking, Norman B Gaming, and Rob from chat, who was here earlier, are all going to be joining us. So there is another stream coming up today. And then, of course, if you'd like to take a look, the rest of the schedule is on the Discord. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. And hopefully YouTube will let you know when I'm going live next. And until then, have a good one, everybody.